Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July the 25th. I've forgotten somebody's birthday. Has that ever happened to you? You're like, I know it's somebody's birthday, but yeah. To which a lot of people will respond, there's a calendar for that. But I digress. We are in the midst of a breakout. Take a look at the weekly formation, right? Pattern here, pattern here, pattern here, right? And then the breakout and continuation, right? Last week I said, hey, if this is a pattern, then we fade. Does that mean that I say, hey, this is probably a pattern, I'm going to short this? No, that's not what we do. What we do is we say, okay, here's a pattern. If the pattern holds, I see this, and then I'll be able to short. If the pattern doesn't hold and a new pattern is engaged, I will see the opposite. How does that look? I don't break the low of the week, and very bullishly, I don't break the close of the week. And so this is what happened to us last week, and we continued to rally up. What are we doing this week? Today's only Tuesday in the week, but again, we are above the close of the prior week. We are inside the high of the prior week. So buyers are somewhat enthusiastic about more upward projection. Now, there is a little bit of a topping formation around this 45.92. And that's what we have to pay attention to, right? If we stay at this 45.83 area, I don't know what we're going to do, but here's the thing. Buyers are going to get much more enthusiastic over 45.94. So how do we trade it? Well, we want to know where people get enthusiastic and the fire gets lit. If you want to go long, here's what we've got happening. You do not want to get underneath this 45.81 and stay there. So if you come in on 45.81 and you go, ooh, that's supposed to be the floor, maybe I buy some there. If it gets to 45.80, you're gone. Oh, but I normally use a five-point stop. You don't have to here. Because as soon as you lose it, no matter, even if it bounces just a hair, it's going to go. Why? Because we know that's where the area is. If I tell you there's a floor to an elevator right here, and there's nothing outside, if the elevator door opens up and I go, hey, here's the door, and it's below here, it's literally no floor. You're going to, fall to wherever. So don't do it. That's the floor. Let it hold. If it doesn't hold, brand new story. The break of it, the bounce into the failed retest gives you more downside action. Remember, how do we look at this? Candle in focus, 2 candles to the left. Okay? So what does this show? To me, it shows indecision. I moved up, retraced my entire amount, and then I'm trying to move up again, and I still haven't broken the high of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. All right? If I break the high of 5 days ago, I'm headed north. But until then, up here, the first thing I'm going to think of is, ooh, people are going to short. So if I say, hey, I want to short 45.92, if it gets above 45.94.50, I'm not there anymore. I'm going to see traders move upward into the next edge. Could it be 3, 4, 5, 6 points and then it rotates over? Yeah, but if I'm a day trader, do I want to give up 6 points and be wrong? If I give up 6 points and I'm right, then there's a difference there, but I'm not going to take that shot, okay? So again, mechanical flow is the same time after time after time. Where are we sitting? Monthly resistance, weekly breakout formation into higher resistance, daily sideways formation after a breakout, okay? Let's take a look at the NQ. All right. What have we got? Interesting, right? Still a breakout but still in the pattern. Remember, the pattern was up 1 week, down the next, up 1 week, down the next, up 1 week, down the next. But the up week broke through the range. So my suspicion is that we have buyers between 15,322 and 15,492, and they're going to try and let it hold. So what are they doing? Well, they're really defending this edge. Today, we've got a ton of earnings, a lot of tech earnings. Looks like people are fading into the earnings space, but we'll see, right? Options skewed to me in terms of the individual equities. When I run my scanners and I say, hey, show me what people are buying, it's still weighted very heavily to the long side, which makes me go, If it were even weighted, I would go, yeah, all right. But if it's skewed one way, I'm always going to think, I think the market's going to slap them in the face. So there we have it. All right. So what are we looking at? 3 days. Today, yesterday, Friday. What are we doing? Low, lower low, lower low. Higher low so far. But man, we have got ourselves a fair bit of resistance. Now, relative to yesterday, who's in charge? Buyers, right? They bought, they held, up, 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 up. Now they're breaking that resistance zone for the last 4 days. Let's draw. No, let's borrow one of these. Okay, let's get it and see where this resistance line is. I think it's here, right? So they're somewhere up over this 15,600. They're doing great, all right? They better not lose the floor, and that's about 15,543. Why is that? It's the low of the pre-market. It also happens to be the open of the prior day, thereabouts. So this range, traders are trying to hold as support. Take a look at the formations. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Bullish extended, bullish, a little bit weak, and bullish inside of the region where we maybe naturally find a little bit support resistance. I did not draw this new today, this one at 492. That was from yesterday, and you can see that was the low, and it came right in and moved up. All right, so those are the things we're looking for. The next big thing sitting around, oil made a big move, and take a look, sitting well out of the range. Now, my supposition was that oil is still landlocked, but everybody is saying, hey, look at this, we're recovering. Just be careful, all right? Is it bullish? Absolutely, huge breakout. Breakout up, higher high, not a higher high here, but a higher high into the new week. Coming into the next line of resistance, is it the round number near 80? Probably, probably. We love round numbers, okay? Look at the range. Okay, downward flow, cresting flow, which means we should have a pullback. Old resistance, new support. Used to call it the S-curve test, if you remember from days past. And, it's really a sine, cosine wave, or whatever you want it to be. But it is a wave that says, hey, listen, if I break out and I'm changing trend, I will come back to test the breakout level. Now, last week I said, hey, maybe we did come in and test it at that 73 and we're off to the races. Yes, but watch out for oil. It is Widowmaker along with nat gas. And so we have to be careful. Are the buyers excited this morning? Well, I got to tell you, no. They are not defending the high, and they are not defending the close. So the next question is, well, where are they going to come in and defend? The old resistance. So I suspect a pullback into the 77 zone, and then maybe another bounce higher. I don't know. Volume down, but I don't really look at volume anymore. I know, shock, but I don't. I just don't. So, yeah, I think it might come in there. Okay, next one. I'm also against the general trend of individuals who are like, buy gold. No, I do not think so, because I think the dollar is sitting at a very primary bounce zone. And so there are going to be some people defending it. A lot of people are short the dollar. Too many people are short the dollar right now. So I think it's a reflexive move. And so let's take a look at the monthly. Upward trend, holding that floor at 1900. But look at the bounce. High, lower high, lower high. But it's first higher low in the month of July. So where are we? I think we're landlocked. Where did we come into yesterday? No, last week, 1978. And what was that, Wednesday? All right, it's the high. Look what's happening. Are we going to fill the gap? Maybe. Are we going to come into old resistance that is new support? Maybe. But my suspicion is if it can't hold this 1960, it's going down to 1950. And if it doesn't hold 1950, it's going back down to 1930, at which point we have ourselves another S-curve test. But my thought will be, if I want to short this, I'm looking for the bounce, because there should be buyers here. There are a lot of people very vocal on being long gold in this cycle, and I think they're early. Okay, I do. I think they're early, but that's it. I know, very long video. Let's take a look at SPY and all kinds of chatter. I didn't really need to chatter as much as I did, but there you have it. Breaking out. Sideways motion, remember, always the same, right? How do pitchers get to be as good as they are? They have a technique and they do the same thing every time. They do not go up to the plate and go, you know what? I think I'm going to pitch this different today. They don't. It's not part of excellence, okay? Excellence in execution means going after the same thing over and over and over again. What are we looking at? Are we above the close of the prior day? Yes. We have a tiny little gap. Are we above the high of the prior day? No. Did we attempt to touch it? Yes. So what does that tell us? They're sellers. Right up here at 455. And if we get above 455, the sellers are going to step out of the way and the buyers are going to take over, and we're going to head up to 456. Simple as that. So what do you want to do? You want to short? You get up here. You look for 455. If you take the trade and it gets to 455.40, you probably ought to get out of that short, right? You probably ought to get out of that short. So same thing. What are they doing? Low, higher low, higher low. So this is some kind of compression, and I think we move sideways simply because the Fed is on the horizon. Okay, the Fed meeting starts today, and then, we've got tomorrow. Okay? I think there's like a 50-50 shot of raising another 25 basis points. I have no idea what they're going to do. My gut is that they raise. I'd like for them to sit pat for 6 months and then let things wash out, see what's going on. But I don't sit in one of those chairs. So there you have it. Here we have the Qs, right? In this little retrace. Easily, to me, it feels like if it breaks 374, we're going to come into the top of that box at 370, right? For those of us that were together midday yesterday, we talked about these little box zones of compression, what they look like. If you're interested in doing that, you can join the Benzinga Pro platform, and it's sitting in there for you. All right? So there we have it. That's it. Not doing any more, folks. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Take care.